Ladies and gentlemen, may I direct your attention to something quite extraordinary?
Chris, the Herons are back. And we got Messi.
What's going on? What? Where is the information? I guess we're getting ready for a sister kissing fiesta.
I felt like we were playing a 2-8. It was just a 2-8.
Let me tell you, Danny is about to get destroyed in the chat. So
Are we kissing sisters, Chris?
and maybe stepsisters, but not regular sisters. I've done a little bit of research on him. When it comes to FIFA, this guy's 68.
We're gonna have the greatest player of all time on the team. If there's a time to leave, it's now.
It looks like a heron shat all over it. So you guys are literally getting excited for a ranked 65 player on FIFA 23. We got some pretty good FIFA cards on our squad now. All right.
You gotta understand, Kevin. This is how we scout our players here on this show.
Just look at FIFA cards.
No question about it. I am ready to get.
Danny, you're still in traffic. Welcome, everybody, to an episode, of course, episode number 144 of the Battered Herons podcast. I am your host, Chris, KBD, and unfortunately, at the moment, I do not have Danny aside to me because, unfortunately, he wasn't able to get out of all the madness that is, well, I was going to say Drive Pink Stadium, but it's actually Chase Stadium now. That's kind of weird, right? Absolutely, guys. The Herons are back. Let's fucking go, Rohan. What's up? Shout out to everybody. Shout out to all of you guys hanging out, especially with us, trying to get out the stadium. And listen, this is funny. I got home before Danny. I took my rocket ship and still got home before Danny. You're right, Jason. Listen, I don't know. Let's go. And Tariq, yeah, let's go, baby. It's a dub. I told you guys we were going to get the dub, right? I mean, it's pretty obvious. And we're playing Real Salt Lake, right? I mean, who the hell's Real Salt Lake? You know what? Maybe Random Gak, you might be right. He might be getting Gomez to come on the show. He can kick rocks for all I care. Guys, we got a lot to talk about. But again, Tariq is mentioning we got the dub. Everybody is talking about Gomez, whether you guys like him or not. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this Gomez guy. This is a comment that I'm not really a fan of, David. I'm not a fan of this. This Kristoff blows. Kristoff, to me, played pretty solid. He played pretty solid this game. I don't think that he blows. Listen, I don't like this disrespect here. Trukutu. Listen, Gomez scored. Yeah. Look, we're gonna go over it, guys. We're gonna go over it. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. We're gonna go over everything, guys. I promise we're gonna go over everything. And I mean, you guys are. Yes, and Mike Villa, yeah, Gomez is getting accolade. Yeah, he's still a tremendo bag of mierda. And Tariq is mentioning that he really wished that Messi scored a few chances he had, but overall he had a good game. Listen, I mean, Messi's Messi. Messi's going to have the game that Messi has, right? There's what else is Messi going to be doing in terms of what would be an awful game out of Messi? That's a good question, right? What is an awful game by Messi? That's a good question there. And Mitch, look, don't be too concerned, baby. Don't be too concerned. It's 3 points. We got the dub. We start off with a win. We're at the top at the moment. And let's not get carried away here. Mr. Krabs in the comment section starting all kinds of riots here. At the moment in time, Gomez is leading the league in goals, by the way. You want to know who else is leading the league in goals, Mr. Krabs? You want to know who else? Robert fucking Taylor. Okay. And CJC is mentioning it's like RSL didn't watch a single Miami preseason match until halftime, and then they decided they were going to bully our CBs in midfield. Easiest 3 points we will take all year. Shout out to you guys that are coming in with the super bombs. I like to call them super bombs. I think they're called super chats. Like super bombs reminds me of like wrestling power bombs and stuff. Listen, I thought that we had a really good game. Jason's mentioning Taylor proved that Danny should start. Listen, I love Taylor, dude. Start him every fucking game. Like, what? Get out of here. And the Gressel prediction was as accurate as the Simpsons prediction. I mean, guys, I don't know what we're getting out of this Gressel guy. Who is this guy? And Rohan, yes, I took the Emerson Mobile. Look, I drive very safely, guys. You can trust your loved ones in the vehicle with me. And if you don't believe me, you can ask Danny. And if Danny gives you a wrong answer, then he's wrong. But guys, you see, this is what happens. You guys are distracting me. You guys are making me jump all over the place. Yes, Mike V. Inter Miami is at the top of the standings. But before we got this win, before we played this game, there is something called a starting 11. So let's talk a little bit about the starting 11. So shout out to Jandro, Danny's brother, shoots me this picture here. Guys, for those of you that are on audio, I'm bringing up a picture of the starting 11 here. And so what we have here is a beautiful set of players. So we have Taylor on the left wing. We have Suarez up at the top. We have Messi as a right wing, I guess. And then you got the three midfielders. You got Gomez over on the left. You got Busquets in the middle. You got Gressel on the right. And then you got Alba playing left back, Yedlin playing right back, Kristoff and Aviles shaping out the center back position with Calendar in goal. And with some subs down there with Dos Santos, Allen, Boatwright, Borgelin, Campana, Mota, Ruiz, Sailor, and Sunderland, which I want to talk a little bit about Sailor in just a bit. But just to get a feel of what you guys think. Guys, what do you guys think of this starting 11? What do you guys think about having Gomez playing that left mid? What do you guys think about having Taylor starting, right? And then Kristoff is probably one of the things that sort of stood out to everybody. I mean, look, Grace is mentioning Gressel was awful, okay? And and then Mike B's mentioning hating on his Kmart. Let me tell you something, fun fact. I actually bought a pair of Kmart sneakers. I think they were end ones because they just stopped selling end ones everywhere. And El Hachim, I'm going to mention a little bit about Federico Redondo, but I don't want to talk too much about him because he hasn't signed. Like, where is this guy? You know, if we get him, great. If not, I mean, I don't know. I can't. We're going to still have to figure things out without him. Tariq is mentioning here with the super bomb, goalkeepers always turn into prime newer when they play against Messi. Yeah, I could see that. And Rohan, yes, you're right. No Emerson, major L. That's already a bad part of this starting 11. Absolute failure. Love Taylor by Joanne. Yes, I love Taylor. The moment that I saw him start, I said, you know what? This is it. This is it. And the football corners mentioning mentioning that they think it's true what Tariq said, that the goalies become players of the match. Now, again, looking at the starting 11, I thought it was sexy. Kristoff is a slow player, but at the same time, he offers very solid defending back there. Listen, this guy's a veteran in the game. All right. I mean, you're gonna tell me you feel more comfortable with Allen starting or with Sailor starting. I mean, obviously Freire is injured, so like, who else are you gonna put there, right? Which we're gonna talk about Kristoff because I got some high praise for Kristoff for this game. And the football corner, you're mentioning that it's official, but where show me receipts, Poppy. Show me some receipts. I don't know if it's official. I haven't seen anybody say that he signed on a paper. I need his signature on a paper. Gabriel is mentioning probably one of the easiest facts of all time. What are the easiest facts by far of all time? Messi is the key. Gabriel, you, my friend, are intelligent. Absolutely. And CJC dropping a power bomb here. Messi playing a ball to Gressel is like throwing a perfect snowball into the depths of hell. Gressel to the gulag. Super slaps over super bombs. Okay. I'll take a super slap. And Vice City Lucas, we didn't see you out there, man. I mean, we didn't go around too much, but good evening to you, Vice City Lucas. Shout out to you, my friend. Guys, you guys are going crazy in the chat. I wish I can catch up. Usually, this is why I like when Danny drives the show a little bit more, because then I could just play with, like a kid in the corner playing with my toys. But like driving the show and then also paying attention to your comment section, this is driving me fucking bananas. And Jason, yeah, man, most definitely, brother. Thank you for that. It was awesome. And if I remember correctly, Jason, I think we met you guys before. I think you came up to us. I think you came up to us last year. We need you guys to play center back. You guys need to sign up for a center back position. And Deegan is asking, where is Danny? Danny is probably on the turnpike going 62 miles per hour. Danny, if you're in the chat, tell me if I'm right. You're going 62 miles per hour. Listen, Rohan dropping fucking bombs here. 30 likes, and there's 180 of you watching. Let's go, Bobby. Rub that thumb up real quick. You guys check your DMs, your tweets, your TikToks, all that stuff. Come on, just boom, bam, Uncle Sam. Let's go, baby. So, getting back to it, right? Starting 11, I thought it was nice. It was interesting. Like I said, because Christoph got the start. But again, I wouldn't expect anything less because he is the next best option at center back. But let's get to it, right? First half starts. And by the way, before I get into the game, I don't know if you guys, geez, Mitch, I mean, come on, man. This is the kind of stuff, like, you just totally derailed me right here. Hit the NOS in my 1997 Supra. Bro, is that the last time they made a Toyota Supra? They don't make those anymore, right? Like, I've always wanted a Mitsubishi Eclipse. They don't make those anymore. They haven't made one since like 2002. Yeah, I did. Listen, Esteban Dito, I did drop Solana off in Hialeah from the turnpike. No, from I-95. I-95. I crossed right over in my rocket ship. But I wanted to ask you guys something. For those of you that went in person to the stadium, how did you feel about, if you went to the fan zone, the gated area? Man, I was gonna do like a live or like a vlog or whatever. I'm gonna do it next game. It's about 10 days. I'm gonna do a vlog, sort of show like the fan zone. And man, the gated area, it's perfect because my kid was playing soccer, and so buses can't run my kid over if kids hit the ball in the street. But it looked very weird, and they weren't giving us a lot of stuff away. I only got Cuban coffee, and they were giving away like pink lanyards, Yeah, and Trucutu, I got you, okay. And at the end of the day, Supras are now on the market. That is great. Jay Vasquez coming through in the clutch. So that was just sort of a rant in terms of like how the stadium looks. Pulled up, it says Chase. Super weird. Used to seeing it drive pink, but whatever. It's a bank, and when at least we're not called like Barney FC or something like that. Barney Stadium. So getting to the start of the game, we start the game, and let me tell you guys something. First half, we were off on the races. We were off and running. I felt like this first half was probably the smoothest, and I mentioned this to Danny, probably the smoothest that we've ever played ever with this unit, with these core players. It was probably the smoothest we've played. The passes were like really crisp. The aggression was there. And this is where a lot of people, I could see where you guys give a lot of props for Gomez. Football Corner's asking me Diaz or Gomez. Listen, I'm going to tell you guys right now. I think Gomez is a hell of a player. Honestly, Gomez has an engine. He has a motor. He's Gregory, but younger. But like, when you start putting him up on the left wing, and you and I got problems. You and I got big problems because I don't want that guy on the left wing. He's not like offensively great. He's not offensively great. He's a great defender. He hustles great on defense. He deflects a lot of passes. He breaks up a lot of plays. He's very physical, right? But, and look, Lucas, I get it. Let Gomez cook. I guess, like, do practice, get better on your shot selection, get better on your shot taking. Yeah, hopefully all of that starts to link up for Gomez. But right now, he's not like this offensive juggernaut here. Like, people are making him out to be like the best player on the team. Like, literally, I think it was last episode or the episode before that, there was somebody that mentioned in the comment, Gomez is the best player on the team. Are you fucking out of your mind? Out of your mind. And One World, One Gold chiming in. Shout out to you. Agreeing 100%. First half was beautiful, attacking, entertaining style, finally. And which is great. Lopez, I don't know, man. Ulloa is Gomez. Is that what just happened? Ulloa retired so Gomez can take the Ulloa reins. And Phil is mentioning that he had a terrible giveaway. He did have a couple giveaways. He did have a couple bad giveaways. But Gressel was by far he gets like the AVP, the MAP, the most awful player. He gets the MAP, absolutely. Most awful player of the whole game, Gressel. What are we doing with that guy? Right? Okay, what am I doing? So, back to the game. First half, beautiful. I think Busquets gave it away a couple times too. But one of the things that I started to notice in the first half is I saw Robert Taylor floating around a lot as well. He started off over on the left side, but then there was times where Robert Taylor would kind of float over to the right. And what was weird to me too is that there was so many times that I saw Jordi Alba push up so high, and then Robert Taylor would have to kind of go back and cover his space. I don't know if they're like working on that, like a Gressel Yedlin deal. I don't know if that's like what they're trying to work on. And I guess it would work better with Gomez if Gomez is going to stay with the left mid. But Thug Fung is mentioning Gressel is so slow. Gressel is, listen, there was I think a couple passes that I saw Gressel make that were solid. He's not great with the ball. He's not great with the ball at all. And then Deegan is mentioning Gressel was a -10 out of a +10. That is a great observation. Hector Flores mentioning 1 out of 10. Messi is 36, playing like 26 by Thug Fung. Esteban, your comment here saying that any smart football fan would not make too much of it because RSL was not great at pressuring opponents and IMCF was more sloppy than effective. You really think that IMCF was sloppy? I mean, come on, Esteban. Were we watching the same game, buddy? Come on. IMCF was not sloppy. The team was not sloppy. And if you guys want to go and we jump in the second half, and we'll talk about the second half, because obviously the second half was a little bit different than it was in the first half. Listen, first half, we started off guns blazing, super aggressive. Carlos Velasquez, let's go, baby. Vamos Inter. And like I said, first half, super aggressive, making really, really good passing, very crisp passing, very critical plays. Luis Suarez finding himself in really, really good positions, which is kind of what everybody is wanting. Oh, and I didn't even read your comment there, Thug Fung. Suarez came through. Listen, Suarez, he didn't get a goal, right? Robert Taylor had the goal in the first half. Diego Gomez had the goal in the second half. But let me tell you something. Suarez was in the right place at the right time for the most part. For the most part, he was in the right place at the right time, making the right moves. So, and one thing that Danny mentioned to me, and this is what it is right here, Grace. This is the second half, right here, guys. You guys want to know what happened in the second half? Is right here. Tired legs. That's it. There's your coverage. Goodbye. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, I'm out of here. No, but seriously, all right. At the end of the day, Luis Suarez, everybody's expecting a lot out of him. And today, he started to show exactly what he was brought here for. And Trucuto is mentioning Suarez assisted Papi Gomez. Yeah. I mean, look, Esther, yeah, the squad is old and slow. I don't want to say slow. I think that Messi is fast. He's just a very tactical runner. You know, you're not going to get like this blast out of these older players. And like I said, I think Suarez found himself in really good positions. I think Taylor showed very good aggression, and he also pushed the play a lot. Other than that, if we were to kind of look back at the starting 11, right? Out of the starting 11, I imagine everybody's going to say who played the worst out of the starting 11. I'm going to ask you guys that question right now. Who is the one guy that played the worst out of this starting 11 right here? I already know what the answer is going to be. 90% of you guys are going to say exactly what I just said a little bit ago. Just drop the last name of one of these guys who you thought played the worst. Yep, here we go. Here we go. Grace, Z King, Sounds, Esther, Ikem, Random Gak, Jason. Listen, Leo Juventi just dropped Gressel. Shout out from Argentina. Drop Gressel from Argentina. Truco. I mean, look at this. Yep. Dino, it was Messi. Dino coming in with a hot take. Messi played the worst out of everybody. Good stuff. Oh, no. You know what? Listen, Mr. Krabs, listen. We're on a different level here, guys. We're on a different level. You guys are shitting on Emerson. We got a problem. Jason saying Yedlin. Yedlin. Oof. That's different. That's a different selection there. What do you guys think about Yedlin's play? I mean, Yedlin wasn't really like great, but he wasn't bad. Was he bad? I don't think that he was a bad player. I don't think that he I think he turned the ball over, I think once that I remember. And Carlos, look, I don't disagree with you here saying that we're judging him based on a small amount of games. Look, maybe you're right. Maybe the sample size is small. But I think, and you're mentioning he's going to deliver. He already had several good crosses, which I agree with. But I think the expectations are so high for Gressel when we obtained him that he's supposed to be like this addition, this key addition that's going to help us offensively through the air with his crosses. And I guess because we haven't seen it, it's like, well, if you're not going to contribute on offense consistently, then at least try to play defense. But then you're not going to play defense. It's like, what are we doing? Dennis Lopez calling Gressel a tremendo mojón. A mojón is better than Gressel. And look, AZ, I mean, you know what, AZ? We got problems. We got problems, baby. And look, and there's people saying Yedlin was solid. There was another person that said Yedlin was fine. Look, Yedlin was fine. Yedlin was fine. Joanne is mentioning Yedlin has energy. Alpha is mentioning Boosie was average. That is big. That is big. I'm surprised not many people said this name, Busquets. Because remember, Busquets is supposed to be like this. To me, he's like if you guys watch like the Marvel whole deal, right? And like the X-Men, like to me, he's like the Professor X, right? And for those of you that don't know about X-Men, you guys need to like get out of here right now. And well, after this, and go start watching X-Men immediately. But he's like the Professor X of like Inter Miami. And the fact that he's turning balls over, that's kind of scary. That's kind of scary because then people are going to start coming out of the woodwork like, is Boosie hurt? Is he nursing some injury that nobody knows about? You know? And Esther is mentioning Redondo will help out Boosie soon. I don't know when that's coming. I don't know when that was. And Factual Fruit, listen, Factual Fruit right now, mentioning traffic was ass, was good. Danny is literally living in traffic right now. literally living in it. So, look, everybody generally is mentioning out of the starting 11 that Gressel is the number one most awful player, the map. Okay. And I got to agree with that. I think in terms of like what we're waiting in terms of for contribution and factual fruit, drive safe, buddy. Esteban's mentioning how come no one jumped in onto the pitch to hug Suarez. There was a kid right in front of our section that jumped in, and one of those security guards hopped on the field and grabbed him. They didn't arrest him or anything. They just brought him off, and they're like, go find your mom. So that was nice. They didn't give that guy, that little kid, a felony. He was like 8 years old, about to commit his first felony. So, and I think that this could be it, Rob Sports. If anything was just too lax for Busquets, he started the first goal. Yeah, I mean, look, he is always the one that's going to be like the first or second link to a power play, to like a big play. But I mean, Gressel was just awful. So the first half, we get a goal. Robert Taylor, if I'm not mistaken, scores a really good, a nice strike, a meaningful strike, gets it in, scores a goal. And I think a couple minutes later, he tries another strike, which a lot of people were mentioning that it was like a pass to Luis Suarez. I don't think it was a pass. From our angle, it was literally coming towards us to my section. And it didn't look like it was a pass. It looked like it was a legitimate shot. And he was literally like maybe half a foot away from scoring that goal. That would have been a brace for your boy Robert Taylor. So, Esteban, I'm not jumping on any field to hug any men. I'll wait for them to say hi to me and my kid, but I'm not trying to get any felonies, bro. Got a life to live. And Ikem, we broke RSL's 14-year record. I don't even know what that means, Ikem. I mean, maybe you guys can be able to help me, or Ikem, if you can help me with the chat. Kung Lee is mentioning a big fact here. Clean sheet for Drake. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Mr. Krabs, no, I left about 5 minutes ago from the stadium. They kicked me out because I was there waving permanently. Like one of those like cardboard cutouts that they had in the COVID season. I was like this. I was like the waving arm tube man. So yeah. And I don't know if Danny's still not here yet. I'll check with him in a couple seconds, but he should be getting home shortly, hopefully. If not, I'm pretty sure he's listening. He's probably hanging out. So shout out to you, Danny. Sitting in traffic. It sucks. But we finished the first half. I'm pretty sure everybody felt amazing after the first half. After the first half finished. And then we get started onto the second half. And this is where things get a little tricky, right? Everybody's starting to talk about how we didn't look like we were linking passes well. Look at Crispy Perez saying Danny is at Wawa. Probably. They got hella good food. They got really good food. And Sanguine is asking, hey, Chris, how would I rate Drake Callender today? I thought Drake Callender played pretty well, especially because everybody was considering that he was kind of like slumping. I thought that Drake Callender played really, really well. He was able to kind of shed some balls away. And I'll just say it. I didn't mean it in that way. So shedding some balls away. And Messi wasn't happy. I can't say Messi wasn't happy. Pause. But look, I thought that Callender played a pretty good game. I thought that he was able to play a pretty efficient game. I mean, look, Udi Yakumar is mentioning Drake blocked 3 solid goals. There was one that was like legitimately about to go in and that he was able to get his hands on right in front of us. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was off of a header. a little bit before the second half ended. But guys, one of the things that I want to talk about is the second half and this whole conspiracy about how like we crumbled and passes weren't linking up and people were playing sloppy. You got two things that you have to consider. One, you have to consider that RSL was going to put the fire under their ass and try to put more pressure onto the defense. So that's one. And then you're talking about a defense that's exhausted. I mean, the defense is exhausted. You're talking about Kristoff, who's slow already, and that's when he's fresh. Imagine when he's tired. Toto, at some point, looked like his freaking calf muscle or thigh muscle was going to come off. There was a play where Yedlin hustled back, looked like he was going to penalize the player that was about to score a goal on us. After that, he just lays on the floor and he's getting help stretched. You know, at that point, you're talking about a team putting pressure on us while we're on defense, and you got dudes cramping up. Like, this is the first game. These guys aren't in any sort of form where their bodies, I imagine, are like accustomed to the 90 minutes. And Random Gak is mentioning Krem is hurt. This is something that I think is going to hurt us in the long run, is Ben Krem being hurt. Because he's also one of those engine guys. He's a Diego Gomez guy, nonstop, physical, whatever you want to call it. And he seems like he has a little bit of more offensive acumen than other players do, or Diego Gomez, basically. So Kung Lee's mentioning 3 points, clean sheet, happy with the win. And you're right, Thuck. RSL set up his D nicely. Absolutely. Paused by Mr. Krabs. And Dennis, look, Tata has to sub sooner. This is very interesting because I don't know about that. I mean, would it have been better? What was it? Let me take a look at at something real quick, because I want to see when the second goal was scored. The second goal was scored on the 83rd minute. Did you feel comfortable enough? Do you think, and I'm going to ask you this question, Dennis, and if you guys want to chime in the chat, answer it too. We didn't score our second goal until the 83rd minute. And a lot of people are saying we should have subbed a little bit earlier. But let's just hypothetically say 70th minute, we do the same substitutions that we did later on. Would you guys have felt more comfortable making substitutions on the 70th minute with the way that the game was transpiring in the second half? Would you have felt more comfortable with that? I don't know. I don't think so. Because, I mean, the substitutions that we made were around the 76th minute, 77th minute. That's when we brought on David Ruiz, Jean Mota, Noah Allen. Would you have been comfortable taking out Thomas Aviles and putting out Noah Allen in the 65th minute? Putting David Ruiz over in for Robert Taylor? I don't know. And CJC is mentioning Messi broke the assist record tonight, previously held by Messi. And shout out to Danny. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know, man. I don't know if I would have felt comfortable subbing. And Random Gak, you're mentioning that, yeah, that they should have subbed in sooner. Spoiled is mentioning, yeah, they were tired. So you guys would have been able to. So you guys would have been comfortable with it. You guys definitely would have been comfortable. And Dennis owning up to it. Good stuff. That's good, man. I mean, look, I'm not saying that it would have led to like 3 goals against us. And let me tell you, Dennis, you're mentioning Sunderland. Sunderland made a pass that literally went through 743 people and made it to Messi. Literally counted how many people it went through. 743 people that Sunderland pass went through, straight to Messi. It was a beaut. It was an absolute beauty. So I don't know. I don't know if I would have felt comfortable with making the substitutions a little earlier. I think it would have been better. I mean, but look at who you're subbing off. You're subbing off Robert Taylor. You're subbing off Julian Gressel. And you're subbing off Tomas Aviles. Robert Taylor, you're subbing off because he was running and he scored a goal. He contributed to the game. Julian Gressel was a big bag of crap. So you took him out because he sucks. And Tomas Aviles, you took him out because he's cramping. Because Tomas Aviles, I feel like he had a pretty good game, which we're going to get to the other center back in a second. But now think about those substitutions we made. It's not like we made them because of fatigue. Lawson, Sunderland came in for Busquets at the 84th minute. Maybe that was a fatigue-based substitution. Campana coming in for Suarez, that was a fatigue-based substitution. But like in reality, we didn't make any fatigue-based substitutions. We took out a guy that was doing well, a guy that was doing shit, and one tired guy. All around the 76th minute, 77th minute. And Football Corner is mentioning, do I think that Farias will be out for a while? It looks like he's going to be out for a hell of a while. It looks like he's going to be out for a hell of... I mean, I'm going to look into his injury a little bit more. But I think he's going to be out for quite some time. So... Now, at this point, Rohan is mentioning Aviles tired legs. Listen, I saw the same thing. I saw this. I saw the exact same thing, Rohan. He had tired legs. He was running too. He was playing. And this is big right here by Rohan that we're missing Kamal Miller for sure. This is also something that I want to see by Lionel Monaco is mentioning more Campana. I'd love to see more Campana. I literally wore to the game this shirt right here. For those of you that are just listening on audio, I'm wearing my Leo Campapi shirt that you can buy on batterfans.com if you guys are interested in copy some Batter Fans gear. It says Leo Campapi sort of in the Miami Vice logo, whatever. And I was hoping that he'd get some more time. I was hoping that he would definitely get more time, but that wasn't the case. So, and he literally got minutes, which kind of sucks. I expected him to get a little bit more playing time. Somebody had mentioned in the comments here, what do I expect to see on Sunday by JJ Rocks? We're going to go ahead and we're going to cover that tomorrow, I believe. Tomorrow, we're actually going to have somebody on to cover the LA Galaxy. So stand by for all of that, guys. Make sure that you guys hop on tomorrow with us too. Listen, we're working overtime here, baby. We're working overtime. So hop on tomorrow with us so that way you can be able to get some coverage straight from the horse's mouth from somebody that actually covers and does a show for, that does a show based on the LA Galaxy. That's going to be very interesting. And Suarez basically played the whole game, though, Walid. I mean, aside from like 4 minutes, 3-4 minutes, he played the whole game. You can't say that. You can't say that. That's not fair. And Marasovic, I don't know if it could have been this what you're mentioning, 1-1 or 3-0, because RSL wasn't really doing anything that sort of put fear in my heart. And Florida Man, before I get a Diego Gomez shirt that you're mentioning in the comments here, I'm definitely not going to get a Diego Gomez shirt. I actually asked Danny to make me a Robert Taylor shirt, and that was before he scored this goal. So if there's a shirt that I'm going to get, that's going to be the one, a Robert Taylor shirt. That's the one that I'm going to do. Okay. Now, Christian, what? I got to bring this comment up, guys. I mean, for obvious reasons, for those of you in the chat, you guys are very observant. But for those of you on audio, I'll go ahead and I'll present this to you as I bring up this prestigious message here in our chat by Christian with a K. Shout out to you, buddy. It says, Chris, what do you think about the Messi chip over the downed RSL player. Listen, Messi plays chippy. Messi plays chippy. I like that. I love that kind of stuff. So, and Dennis is mentioning now, Dennis, you're talking about he shouldn't be playing that long. I imagine you're talking about Suarez. And I agree with you because I don't think that he should be playing that long, especially when we have a pretty decently like serviceable striker behind him with Campana. So I don't think that he should be playing as much either. But at the same time, look, you got Luis Suarez on the team. You gotta try to get as much as you can out of that guy. And as you guys could tell in today's game, he did fairly well. He did fairly well, put himself in very good positions. Even in the second half, he put himself in some pretty decent positions, which leads me into talking about our second goal, which was, of course, by all of your boys, Diego Gomez in the 83rd minute. Now, this is the difference between Robert Taylor and Diego Gomez. Robert Taylor took a solid shot to goal and scored. This guy, Diego Gomez, is out here playing baseball. He's not even playing soccer, guys. He's playing baseball. How many passes did it take for him to get that? I think it was 3-4 passes. It was Messi to Suarez, and then from Suarez to Gomez, right? Tell me if I got my stuff correct here or not. And Joe Kerr, further than Madagascar, baby. First time live all the way from 95 South traffic on the way home still. Shout out to you. You're probably with half of the stadium as well. And it's CJC mentioning a very golden comment here. Chicho puts more grease in his hair than McDonald's French fries. That is a beautiful comment, CJC. That is a beautiful comment. And Esteban, you dropped the freaking $500 power chat, buddy. Come on. Don't be a butt. So, look, am I a hater of Gomez? I literally said in the beginning of this episode, I hope you're not talking to me. I mean, I am a hater of Gomez, but I also try to justify my hate for Gomez. In the beginning, Giannina, I also mentioned the simple fact that Gomez is a great player. He is a good player. He hustles hard. He's a very aggressive defender. He puts himself in really good positions and aggressive positions. He's very chippy. He's very annoying. And that's kind of what you want out of like a workhorse kind of player, right? That's why everybody loved Gregory. Gregory was this engine that never stopped and always got into people's space and made great defensive plays. My whole problem, Janina, is that I just don't want to see him at the left wing position. They tried to stick him at the left wing position. I wasn't happy with that. That's my problem with it. He's a good player, but why are we putting him at left wing? I think that that's probably the dumbest thing that we could do. And good night, Alpha. It was good seeing you again, brother. Next time, I promise I'll take that beer. Okay? Next time. And look at this. I mean, Spider Pig, Mr. Spider Pig. Now you're not you. You took my beer. You after I told Alpha next game, you followed Alpha and you said, Alpha, give me that beer. And now you're drunk, Mr. Spider Pig. So here we have Janina. Thank you for the response again. It's the second goal. He won the ball, passed to Messi, then Suarez, and boom, goal. But then he also had a couple other turnovers as well. He also had a couple turnovers as well. And Mr. Krabs, is Danny a no-show? No. He actually just texted me that he is going to try to get here, but literally is telling me at midnight probably won't get home for another 20 to 25 minutes. So that's going to be tough. So if Danny is a no-show, I'll probably wait out another maybe, 10, 15 minutes just to see if he can be able to kind of get on, He's probably on his way getting a pub sub crispy for sure. But for the most part, guys, I thought that the second half was better than what a lot of people are giving us credit for. I think tired legs, making late substitutions contributed to us having a poorer first half. Does that mean that we had a poorer second half? Does that mean that we had a bad second half? I don't want to say we had a bad second half. I mean, look, we ended the game 2-0, clean sheet. And by the way, I want to talk about Christoph before we finish this episode, because Christoph, to me, he was getting a lot of shit by a lot of people. And guys, he played hella great defense. Was he fast? No, he almost got beat on a play. But other than that, and Grace, yeah, maybe Danny is finished. Could be. Listen, I'm surprised I got on here. My voice is hurting. I screamed so much at the goalie today, at the opposing goalie, McMath. Who here has the last name McMath? If you do, I feel bad for you. And by the way, for those of you that sit in section 124, we have to make it like we're like the goalie brigade where we just destroy the other goalie every single time. We need to do that. And Mr. Krabs is saying, see you tomorrow, Danny. Hopefully he'll get on within the next 5 minutes after he gets off his rocket ship. But if not, then for sure you guys will be able to see him tomorrow. Because again, like I mentioned, we have the episode tomorrow, which we're going to go ahead and preview the LA Galaxy game. That's going to be a lot of fun. And it's going to be our first away game for the season, huh? Back to LA. So that's going to be nice. Waleed is mentioning it was a 3.5 out of 10, the second half. I don't know, Waleed. Like I said, I think it was just exhausted players. I think it was just exhausted players. People were exhausted, and you're talking about a team that just wanted to get a goal in. They were already defeated by the 86th minute. I mean, at that point, game was over. Trap time, right? But within the 50th to 70th minute, I'm not going to lie, I was kind of nervous because our players are gassed and RSL is just clawing and scratching to get whatever opportunity they can to score a goal. And Lionel is mentioning Lionel Monaco. I should have just said Lionel is mentioning. Like if Lionel Messi is here and all the audio guys, all of you guys listening on audio is like, you know what? Do they have Lionel Messi in the chat? Did he drop a $500 power bomb according to Esteban Dito? That would have been fun. So I thought Christoph was super solid, especially after getting so much hate. Guys, you guys got to give a little bit of respect to Christoph. He's a good defender, very solid defender. Is he fast? No. Listen, you guys are giving a lot of props to this guy, what's his face, to Freire. We saw him last game, and he was decent. A lot of these guys that we're bringing in, they're being sold as these players that are going to be so great, so phenomenal, you know. Freire, oh my goodness, he's a great defender. What's this guy? Redondo. I mean, Redondo, I could tell that he has a pretty big reputation that follows him. But there's a lot of players that they carry this sort of like this aura where they're going to be so great. They're going to be such huge contributors to the team. And when they don't contribute what you're expecting, like a Gressel, then that kind of pisses me off. So listen, shots fired, Danny. I'm not even going to read that. I hope you're watching. Bomb. No, just kidding, guys. But Danny, I wish you were on here, man, because I really wanted to hear your opinion on a couple things. Gressel played like complete garbage. And One World, One Goal is mentioning also Drake had a good game too. And there was somebody in here that said that he didn't play he didn't play that great. And Michael Neira is mentioning, what did Twellman say on the broadcast? There's a lot of people talking about what Twellman was saying on the broadcast, like talking out of pocket, being disrespectful. And Florida Man is mentioning Redondo will be a stud. I believe that. I'm not saying he's not going to be a stud, but like people are mentioning he signed. When did he sign? When did he sign? Where did he sign? Did he sign in the bathroom stall over by the Northwest Club section, hopefully not having any sort of drug paraphernalia around him? I don't know. Did he sign a napkin? Did he sign a dollar bill? What did he do? But until that happens, I really don't want to talk about Redondo. I want to talk about the players that we got. Kristoff, to me, played solid. David Ruiz came on. He played pretty solid. I mean, David Ruiz, you kind of get the same deal from him that you do from, from Diego Gomez, just a sort of a light version. I mean, I don't even know if it even is a light version. Do you guys think that there's a big difference between David Ruiz and Diego Gomez? What do you guys think? Do you guys think that there is a bigger distance between Diego Gomez and David Ruiz? And then Deegan is mentioning Danny spelled with an I on the stream. No, that was, I believe it was Solana. Solana writes his name Dani. Danny, who does a show with me here in English, he writes in I think he writes his complete name Daniel. So I don't know. I just think that and Lionel's mentioning Ruiz was strong tonight. I think he was pretty good, especially with the time that he had. And Jessica is mentioning here, I think so. Ruiz is coming into his own. He's getting confident. I think so too. That's one thing that's truly happening at the moment, is that David Ruiz is starting to get more confidence. He's starting to really learn from a lot of these veteran players, and you're definitely starting to see that play out into his game. Lionel Monaco is mentioning that he has nice footwork. Yeah, and Dennis Lopez is mentioning more Ruiz. Yeah. I mean, I know you'll say that, Dennis. I'll say the same shit too. I would say the same thing too. But again, it's like, but that's like the key here, right? Like if I can be able to compare David Ruiz and Diego Gomez was portrayed when he was brought on here as like this amazing player, and you're not even going to contribute offensively. I mean, what are you doing for me, buddy, other than just being a David Ruiz? I mean, Gregory seems like he's a better defender than David Ruiz, but then David Ruiz can contribute a little bit better offensively. But Gregory, I guess, is the better player, and Diego Gomez is the equal of David Ruiz. I just did like a Da Vinci Code thing there. I almost confused myself. So, Mr. Krabs is mentioning breaking news. Danny has been traded to Orlando City. I'm going to do a final checkup on Danny, see how he's doing, if he's still at Wawa. Are you still at Wawa, according to reports by listeners? Boom. Let's see what he responds. He's probably still at Wawa because they serve hella good food. So... And Marasovic is out here wanting to stir up the pot here, bringing up Santos after a clean sheet. Marasovic, what are we doing? What are we doing? Are we going to really talk about Dos Santos after a clean sheet by Drake Callender, blocking 3 direct attempts on goal? We can't do this. We can't do this. And Crispy is mentioning Wawa is the Messi of gas stations. I actually watch a YouTube channel called Company Man. Very, very odd. A lot of people wouldn't expect me to watch that, but there's a channel on YouTube called Company Man. Watch it religiously every week on Wednesday. And the funny thing is that Crispy is mentioning, well, why is the Messi of gas stations? I just learned that there's a gas station that is very comparable to Wawa that actually does better than Wawa in certain areas in the United States. So, and thank you guys for giving me some props about hosting this alone. It isn't easy, guys. This whole thing is not easy, especially after screaming at people all the time. And Esteban, I am not the star of the show. Guys, you are the star of the show. And Esteban Dito, you are the star of the show because you look like you're stealing YouTube in that picture. Is that your objective in life? That you want to steal YouTube? You want to be a YouTube stealer? So, Orlando, you know what's funny is that he mentioned that I should be traded to Orlando because I was always going to Orlando. So now he's getting traded to Orlando. So all I know is that the second half, again, I think I mentioned this already, but I'm just going to sort of recap it. The second half to me was a good half. It just so happens that we were kind of tired. Other than that, it was a good half. It was a more exhausted half. It was a half that was a little bit more pressurized, especially from the RSL side. But for the most part, I thought that we held up very well. I thought that defensively we held up pretty well, especially considering how we've been playing in the preseason. Because in the preseason, I mean, our defense didn't look great. So for this to be sort of like our first showing and to be able to have a clean sheet as the first showing, I really think that I'll take that. Even if we looked a little gassed in the second half, I really think that we did a pretty good job playing defense, especially considering that a lot of our players were tired. So take that and do with it as you will, because I think it's only going to get better as the season goes along. I think the players are going to get more into shape as the season goes along. And for those of you, I don't know if you saw, but I posted up a video. I reposted something by, I think his at is Jarms. I think he hosts Miami Total Football Radio with our boy Franco Panizo. I just like to say Franco Panko because it rhymes. But he posted up a video of Franco Negri, which I don't know if he's going to get moved, but I don't know. If he gets moved, great. If he doesn't get moved, then we need to use the hell out of Franco Negri. Esteban is mentioning something here. Clarify the concern. The yellow lot ticket prices for season ticket holders went up to $50+ plus tax. Is that correct? I'm not sure. I believe so. I'm going to have to check with my ticket rep because I did look into getting annual season ticket passes, but I was looking into getting the green lot or the blue lot. I really don't want to pay for an annual pass for the yellow lot. So that's something that I really want to go ahead and not do at all in any way, shape, or form. So yellow lot will just destroy your sneakers, absolutely. And Crispy is mentioning Danny's still stuck in the yellow lot. That doesn't surprise me at all. So hold on. Elitaro, you're saying no es negri, es negri, a short I. Negri. Listen, guys, you only get my Spanish like as best as I could in one show, okay? If there's any show that I can be able to just destroy Spanish, it's going to be this one, okay? I'm sorry, guys, but you're only going to get the cleanest Spanish out of me on the Spanish show. If you're expecting clean Spanish out of this show, that's not happening. Lo cago. Straight up. Emphasis on first syllable. Negri. The first we're not doing this, Michael. Guys, we're not doing it. I'm sorry, guys. See, now I'm starting to get into the quicksand with you guys. No, hacer esto es de pinga. So like I was mentioning, we played very bad defense in the preseason, and I think considering how bad we played in the preseason on defense, I think that we did a pretty good job. I think we did a stand-up job on defense in the first half, a really good job on defense in the first half. And I think that we did a stand-up job with tired players on their first pressurized game of the season. And I'll take that. We're going to get better as it goes, baby. As the season goes along, we're going to get better. We're going to be able to sort of gel better together. A lot of the players are going to be able to know everybody else's cadences, know when somebody drops back, know when somebody fills in that space. You know, the one thing that I really like that I saw during the game is that you had a lot of really clean passing amongst players that were very close. And that helps out because when you start doing that, you start rotating the ball, players start moving without the ball. You have the other defenders that are looking at you like, who am I going to cover? Who am I going to stay with? And that's where everybody just gets lost in the sauce. And then here comes Messi, boom, out of nowhere. And he's carrying the ball like another 30 yards. And it's wrap time, trap time, done deal for RSL. So, guys, I think that this game was great. 2 goals versus goose egg, okay? And we played pretty good defense. We got 2 goals out of people that are not named Messi, Suarez, Busquets, and Alba. Or Messi and Suarez. I mean, the other guys don't really score goals, but Messi and Suarez did not score. You had other people that are contributing now early in the season. So imagine as we start rolling into games, how we're going to be able to score even better. Guys, I'll take it. I don't know about you guys. And Gina, I think you're right. The preseason was a clever ruse. They were just trying to pull the wool over you guys, just to have everybody expect that we're going to be garbage cans. And they said, you know what? We're just going to drop the bomb on the first game, and we're going to destroy RSL, even though RSL is like really whatever, you know. I mean, they did pretty well last year. But I mean, it's RSL at the end of the day. So, and Sunbong is asking, for those of you who don't have MLS Season Pass subscription and live outside the USA, where do you watch the matches? I do not know where to watch matches if you live outside of the United States, but I'm pretty sure somebody in the chat can definitely be able to help you with that. If not, guys, I don't know if you know this, but we do have a Discord. I wish I had the link because I don't. Danny has the link. But if anything, we're going to go ahead and put it down in the description area. I've always wanted to do that, like the YouTubers do, like down in the description area, like weirdos. So it should be down in the description area when Danny and I go ahead and upload this video. So click down there and check out the Discord. Have fun with us so we can be able to link up, grow the community, make everything nice and nice and Brady Bunch-ish. So guys, that's basically it. I mean, we covered that. 2-0 win. It was amazing to watch. The traffic hasn't been that amazing, but it was awesome. I personally was super excited to go. I went with my son. We had a blast. We ran into a bunch of really cool people. So for me, it was amazing. So, you know, and shout out to Danny. I know that you're in traffic. I know that you were running behind, but, you know, the chat held it down with me. They were my co-hosts for the day. And Mr. Krabs is mentioning, it's fine, Danny, wherever you are. We will see you tomorrow. Abso-freaking-lutely. Danny will be here tomorrow, and we'll be able to go ahead and hang out with him. And, you know, we'll break down some LA Galaxy. We'll break down some LA Galaxy stuff tomorrow. So I am mentioning, see you tomorrow. Yeah, see you guys tomorrow for sure. And look, guys, I want you guys to understand that it means a lot to us for you guys to hang out. You know, everybody's saying great show, Chris. Listen again, we don't bullshit when we tell you guys are literally the best part of the show by far. By far. Okay. And Danny, get home. Ronald, thank you for kicking it with us. Guys, I love this show. I love hanging out with you guys. Today was an amazing day. I was super excited about this. And hopefully we can be able to get all of this repeated, except I won't be at the game for this Sunday. But don't forget to tune in tomorrow because we do have a breakdown with a person that does a lot of LA Galaxy content. So just hang tight for that tomorrow. See whatever notifications on Twitter, on Discord, or anything like that. And I'll look over to Danny and say, any last words? No, Danny? You're still in traffic? All right, buddy. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. So, guys, thank you guys for everything that you've done in the chat. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, for hanging out with me. Thank you, Dennis. I appreciate it. And thank you, Supercalifragilistic and Jessica and Janina. Much appreciated. And Esteban, thank you so much. I really appreciate all the kind words, guys. I mean, I can go through all the comments. Thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing, guys. Again, we don't bullshit when we say it. You guys are legitimately the best thing about this show. So thank you guys for definitely hanging out while we were on our way home. And again, check out the Discord. Hang out with us there. Look, if you are listening on audio, give us a 5 stars. Write down in the comment section, Danny is still in traffic or something like that. And, whatever audio podcast platform you guys use. And if you haven't done so, guys, like and subscribe, okay? Throw down a thumb on the thumbs up and throw down a thumb on the subscribe button. Of course, like I said, you guys are the best part of the show. And as Danny always says, until the next one, have a good one. Peace.